Hey, how's it going? This is Jackson Campbell, co-founder and CEO of Platinum Athletic Club.
I am Andrew Finley, co-founder and CFO of Platinum Athletic Club.
And welcome to the Platinum Athletic Club podcast, or also known as the PAC Podcast.
Episode 1.
Basically, this whole thing is going to be centered around the beginning of our company, growing, and hopefully you will see our business continue to take off. I mean, as long as we put the work in, I believe that there are endless opportunities for us.
Especially now at the beginning of the business, that's with any entrepreneurial venture. You just have to consistently work hard, and you're gonna get out what you're gonna put in.
Yeah. Let me turn this on real quick.
Oh, was that the?
Yeah. There we go. Just a little bit of ambience. Okay, cool. So so today's episode, I was just reflecting this morning, and I decided that today's podcast, in my opinion, should be focused around how awkward moments as a child or as a teen, or even now, honestly, how that's shaped us into the people that we are as humans and as businessmen, and how the confidence from the outcomes of those awkward moments shaped us into who we are, and how we use that to our advantage in building our own company. I mean, so for me at least, I didn't really have that many awkward moments, in high school.
That's kind of hard for me to think of.
It's gonna be hard for anyone, I mean, unless you've had like a serious traumatic event, it's gonna be hard for anyone. But for me at least, I was always that weird kid, I had friends, but we were all like the same,
Like in high school or elementary?
Yeah, I mean, in everything, man. I mean, I was sports guy, but I was also just kind of weird,
Yeah. I mean, I think something for me that kind of changed in high school. I was never really an athlete until high school, really.
Okay, yeah.
And I guess that was kind of awkward situation with my friends, because I had a really athletic friend group growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and especially in middle school. So like when I got to high school, it was like hard for me to fit into that when I was younger.
Right.
And I really think that shaped me into like being like an athlete in high school, because I kind of worked at it and it ended up being something I was very passionate about.
100%, yeah.
So, I had to be uncomfortable to.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that being put in uncomfortable situations really makes us step out of our, comfort zone, and
Right.
And put ourselves in the situations that we don't want to be in, and I feel like that really guides us to become a better person,
Yeah, and to tie that into like making yourself more confident, you kind of had to work on yourself.
100%. Yeah.
And like, I don't know, just at least like working out and stuff, makes you more confident for sure. And
yeah, I mean,
being good at something makes you really confident.
It 100% does. I agree, 100%.
Teaches you how to work hard, because, when we're in situations like this where we're starting our own company and stuff, like, it's vital that we work hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't work hard, everything will tank,
Right.
I mean, in high school for me, I was always a tall, skinny kid. I never was a big guy. I never lifted the most amount of weight. But I saw the guys that were, and they definitely impacted me, and they allowed me to have that mentality to go into the weight room and just think, you know what, I'm gonna be better than I was the next day,
Right.
And everybody has their off days, everybody does. It's just how it happens. But for the most part, I feel like the more you feel better about yourself, the more confident you are going into like social situations and just putting yourself out there. And I feel like if you're able to put yourself out there, you're able to be better than a lot of people, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
To continue into that, I believe that people use the terms introvert and extrovert to categorize themselves in society, you know. I mean, I know a few people off the top of my head that would call themselves introverts, and then I also know a couple of people that would also call themselves extroverts, you know.
Yeah.
Introvert being they want to stay in, and extrovert being, you know, put me in a group of a bunch of people, you know, and I'll talk to all of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest time, at least in my position, I always called myself an introvert. I always called myself, or I always said that, you know what, I'd rather stay inside than go out, and I would rather just be alone than meet new people, you know. But I quickly realized, you know, I mean, going into college, I mean, we're only a couple months into college, you know, but I mean, you learn so much within that couple months, you know.
Yeah.
And I've found that, you know what, you don't have to want to party, you know, you don't have to want to drink, you don't want to have to do anything like that to be an extrovert, you know. All you need is to be able to go up to someone and be like, hey, how's it going?
Shake their hand.
Shake your hands. What do you do? You know, I mean, that's in my opinion what an extrovert is, and that's personally what I'm working towards becoming, you know.
I agree, especially for like networking and business reasons. Like, you're gonna have to be able to like know how to do that. Talk to people, shake their hand, you know, ask them questions, talk to them about how, you know, like, especially being friends with those types of people and knowing those people is gonna benefit you a lot, especially when you need something.
Oh, without a
like,
doubt.
They always like they know a guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like those types of relationships where they can benefit you in many ways.
Yeah, I mean, they call it networking for a reason. You know, I look at networking and I think of like a family tree almost. It's like each new person that you meet, you talk to them. You know, that's
opens a lot of doors.
That's another link on the family tree.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, you don't know who that guy knows. You know, you don't. Right. I don't know who you know. You don't know who I know. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it turns into.
We got to know that though when we were first starting our business. Like,
exactly.
Like, we figured out we actually know
a lot of people. Exactly. You know, and I mean that stems into, I mean, who your family knows, you know.
Right.
I mean, right now our first sponsored athlete,
someone your mom knew.
Someone my mom knew, you know. Yeah. I mean my mom's friend, her kid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Fitness influencer, you know. We reach out to him, be like, hey, this is how I know you. I would love for you to rep our stuff, and it turned out being a great opportunity, and I'm very excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how much how he can benefit us and benefit us growing, and
and I'm excited to see, honestly,
see the doors open for us.
I'm excited to see how he grows. You know, for those of you watching this that don't know, our first sponsored athlete for our Platinum Athletic Club, his name's Jay Fauci. I'll put his tag right there. Go check him out. He is huge, and he's gonna be repping our stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So go like his stuff. Go follow him up. You know, I'm excited to see where he goes. But going right back into being an extrovert, you know, again, me and you, we don't party that much, you know.
Nah.
But I consider myself an extrovert in the sense that I will go up to someone if I know and I see them and I'm like, look, that guy looks smart. I want to talk to him.
He knows something I don't.
Right. I'll go up to him, be like, hey, how's it going, man? What do you do? Yeah. You know.
That's a great like tip I've learned too. Like just listening to people, because they know something you don't. Like, there's something that they can benefit you through listening to them and stuff.
Yeah.
And you need that, like, as an extrovert. It's just very helpful.
Yeah, no doubt.
To be able to do that.
No doubt. And honestly, I feel like you're setting yourself backwards if you call yourself an introvert. You know, I feel like you're just putting a label on yourself where it's like, you know,
That's all you're gonna think about too.
Exactly. I
you
need
know?
I need to be alone. I need to stay inside. I can't go to that party. I'm scared. But if you're like,
Right.
dude, I'm an extrovert.
Right.
I'm gonna go out to this party. I'm gonna go meet new people.
Mhm.
I was watching a video the other day. And this guy, he was actually talking about being an introvert and just trying to become more social. He actually went out to a party, and he created this way of meeting new people. He went up to this party. Everybody's dancing. You know how parties are. Everybody's dancing, and it's
Right.
all crammed. Okay. He said you don't want to start too big, and so what he did was the first person that he saw, he went up to them, introduced himself, and right after that, he turned around and introduced himself to the next person. I mean, right back to back, just keeps introducing himself to the next person. And you start small, so it's a one-on-one conversation. You don't need to go to a party and just be like, oh, I'm only gonna talk to the girls. You don't need to be like that. Parties, people look at it that way, but then like you sit back and think, look, they may hook up with that girl, but they don't actually know that person.
Right. Yeah.
And so if you just go and meet that person, you get to know them. You don't know what doors they could open for you. And I feel like that guy, at the party, just meeting new people, I mean, that's a great exercise to open up.
Yeah, it's definitely changing his mentality because like he's learning how to talk to people, and like those people, I'm sure they don't mind it either. Like I enjoy when people come up and talk to me.
That's what I'm saying. Makes you feel good about yourself.
It definitely does, and you get to know, like, you make a new friend, you make a new connection, you get to I don't know, just get to experience another person.
No doubt.
And see what they
love
have
that,
to
bro.
say.
The next thing I have written down, honestly, is how downfalls can build you up, and how you can't be afraid of failing.
Yeah.
So I mean, in your past experience, Drew, I mean, we can talk about mine later, but I just want to know, in your opinion, how have downfalls in your life played into how you are as a person now, and how you're just not afraid to fail?
That's a good question. I feel like coming from like a athletic standpoint, I guess, just because that's easy for me to relate to, like dealing with injury and stuff, like is a decent downfall, I'd say, in the athletic world. And I don't know, it definitely makes you mentally stronger because it's a whole process. You have to put in a lot of work to get back, but that definitely builds on your character and your resilience to deal with hardships, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know, it's just a very long process, and it can definitely make you stronger, that's for sure.
100%. I mean, have you ever been part of like growing a business or anything? Have you ever like began to do something like that before?
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess like a couple years ago, I just did my own type of thing, selling stuff online, but it was never really something quite this big
To this scale.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Yeah, I mean, for me at least, I've always been someone who looks at people that have a 9-to-5 job, and I'm like,
yeah.
how?
Yeah, no.
How do you do that? I was never one that would want to go out and ask for a job, which honestly I regret that, because I was always afraid of interviews. I was always afraid of going in and being like, oh, are you guys hiring? Like talking to someone being like, this is why you need to hire me,
Yeah.
But honestly, even though I regret that, I do believe that has built my mentality into what it is today. I mean, Platinum Athletic Club by no means right now is at the spot where I want it to be.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I believe that we have a huge room to grow. I believe that we could be way better than we are right now. You know, it's um, just where we're at. You know, but it's not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing. It's just the believer in me that is like, you know, you can be better. You can be better. You know,
Yeah.
but I've always never wanted to work for someone. I've always wanted people to work for me. You know, I started Jay's Kicks, which was a sneaker reseller or reselling website. Not really a website, but I had my own Facebook, Instagram, eBay, you know, and that's where I went in. I went to Marshall's, bought the cheapest shoe that I think I could make a profit on, put it up on my website, and I made a profit on them, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a grind, like going there and just like searching because a lot of the times they didn't have anything, you know? But
Yeah.
when they did find something, it was usually pretty good. And so that was successful, you know? And then I slowly started getting out of that. I guess it was a phase, the whole sneaker thing, because I used to be weirdly obsessed with that for some reason. I don't know why. But
I mean, I feel like a lot of people go through that,
right,
especially
100%.
high school and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I had a buddy that went through that phase. I kind of went through that phase. Sold a couple pairs on StockX and a couple pairs on eBay.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, my buddy does it on eBay, I think, every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a side hustle. You know, it's not going to
Definitely.
get you the big bucks, but
And it's, like, fun, too, because, like, if you're passionate about shoes and stuff, you obviously, like, researching that, looking into it.
100%, you
Yeah.
know. And then I started JNF Windows, which was with my buddy. And we started washing windows, you know. Nobody wants to hop on a ladder. Nobody wants to do any of that, you know. And so
Something that's not, like, thought about either. You know,
Exactly.
until you realize the window's dirty.
I mean, you know how I started that up? I was like, Dad, what should we do? And he was like, you can wash my windows. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And then he was like, well, I don't want to do it either. And I was like, well, pay me.
Yeah, you got a point, bro.
You know?
Like,
And
he doesn't
so-
want to do it, so it's kind of like he's not
And-
the only one thinking like that.
Exactly. So, you know, I sat down with my buddy and I was like, look, nobody wants to wash their windows. So let's do it for them. And they will pay big bucks for them, you know?
Right. I mean, that's true. I mean, you can charge your own rates too, just because it's
Exactly.
you and your
So
buddy. So it's like,
that's what we did. We made a good amount of money for it, you know? And I wish we were still doing it, but the whole college thing.
yeah.
But then, you know, that leads us into Platinum Athletic Club, which I am the most proud of right now. Just, I mean, we haven't made as much money as I did with the windows, you know, but I think we can. You know, we can make. I think that this company will grow to be as big, if not bigger, than like Gymshark, rawgear, Young LA. I mean,
Mhm.
we can get there. We need to figure it out.
Right.
You know? So yeah, I mean, now that we're walking into the whole Platinum Athletic Club thing, I have questions for you. I mean, I don't know if you have questions for me, but I have questions for you just regarding your experiences. I mean, with Platinum Athletic Club, without Platinum Athletic Club, I mean, everything, you know? So my first one that I have written down here is, before joining the business, were you always an entrepreneur? Were you always like this?
I mean, yes and no. Just because I did do my own type of, I figured out ways to make money myself, you know.
Yeah.
And but otherwise than that, I just kind of experienced like my parents. They are small business owners in Kalamazoo, and like I worked for them at the car wash and stuff. So just seeing them like be their own bosses and stuff kind of made me want to do the same thing. It's like a lot of work. Like, I know my parents work really hard.
Yeah.
But it's redeeming because you're doing something that you like to do, and you're like, I don't know, you're just your own boss and you can do whatever you want, basically.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, from what I know about your parents, you know, I think that they're very hardworking, you know. I mean, they got their minds set, you know.
Yeah.
And all they're looking to do is grow.
Right.
You know, they're
Yeah.
looking to get better. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, from my experiences, you know, my dad, you know, who created his own business from scratch. You know,
Right.
I mean, he didn't graduate high school. You know, I mean, I look up to that guy because it's like, holy shit, you didn't graduate high school, but now you're where you are now. You're at the spot where you are now.
Crazy.
It's crazy, you know. And so he always taught me that, like, look, you don't have to work for someone. You can do your own thing,
Right.
but you need to know what you're doing and work hard at it.
And yeah,
I mean, that's the
Stay
end of the
on-
line.
get on a good path and like
Exactly.
stick with it. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, I mean, I think that's crazy. And so that's just how I view things, you know.
Right.
And then I have another question for you. I wrote down, in your time so far, what struggles have you found within this business?
What struggles?
Yeah, I mean, what have you gone through? Like, personally, I mean, I know we talk a good amount, you know, about like the struggles that we've gone through, but you personally within this business and like within this company, what have you struggled with?
I think just balancing the time for it, because you know, playing a sport and being in college is most definitely a time-consuming thing.
Mm-hmm.
So just setting apart some time during the week to work at it, have meetings, finding places we can improve, and just staying consistent with it has been a little bit of a struggle, but I think we have been doing pretty good with it. You know, like we're just having orders come in all the time is just constantly reminding us, you know, to stick onto it, and just there's not like a lot of room for error right now.
Right.
Just because we really can't with how like things are going, just because we're so busy with it and stuff. We can't keep our eye off of it.
No,
Yeah.
I agree 100%. How have you overcome those?
Just through managing my time better, honestly. Like we honestly don't have a lot of time to do like what we want, and
Nah.
except for this is something we want to do, so that's kind of what we put our energy into. Like we're either doing homework or we're working on graphics for this, we're working on new designs for this, we're working on the website, we're working on the social media, we're editing, we're looking at the financials, we're logging.
It's crazy, you know.
Logging stuff.
I mean, being a college athlete, being a full-time student, it's a lot, you know. And then especially with track, because it's a year-round sport, you know, there's no off season. It's tough, but I believe that we're truly passionate about this, and I think that we're on the right path, you know.
I think so too.
So I'm really excited about that.
We just gotta stick to it, keep finding ways to improve.
I 100% agree. I don't think that anybody is ever perfect. I don't think that anything's ever perfect.
Yeah.
So-
Even with those large clothing brands, like they still have, I mean, obviously they
Mhm.
still have stuff to work on.
I mean, that's why they have meetings.
Yeah.
You know?
Image building,
Exactly.
financials, sales, everything.
Yeah. So, coming from that, from the struggles, you know, how have you dealt with like adversity from like others in that standpoint? Not just with like time and all that stuff, but like people, and like how have they influenced you personally within this business? Like, not really like, I mean, yeah, like the haters, you know, like how have people like brought you down, or how have people like influenced you, you know, and how you're going through this business?
Right. I think some positive influences are definitely both of our families, because, you know, your dad's been helping us a lot, and I'm really thankful for that, because he is definitely a very positive influence. He's honest with us. He's telling us, like, here's what we can do. Like,
Right.
He's like a third party that can tell us, like, what's going good, what's going bad, and, you know, like, my parents are all for it. They support the idea of me finding ways to, you know, make money while also doing school and stuff. They think that's pretty neat.
100%.
And yeah, there's been some negative influences for sure, just people saying like sales are gonna struggle and stuff, which, you know, like that's definitely something we keep in mind, but it's also something we're definitely finding ways to fix.
Well, you know,
And
I mean, we both know exactly who we're talking about, you know. I know we know,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, it's not that we're gonna throw them under the bus or anything, you know. But I'm starting to like put the dots together, you know, connect the dots and shit. It's the difference between us being entrepreneurs and that person being a 9-to-5 job, you know.
yeah, like if you want to pursue like a 9 to 5 and that's gonna make you happy, like
I mean,
really
that's
care.
respect. That's respect.
But
But
you're still working, you know. It's just we have different views, and that's fine.
no, it
I'm all
is
for
fun.
it, but
I don't know. In my
Yeah.
opinion, bro, it's like I don't know how to put this like lightly or anything, but like you saying that, oh, you're gonna fail, you know, you
Mhm.
saying, oh, once you, because in my opinion, right now, our main struggle, at least for us, is, you know, we're stuck in this zone. We're just starting off, you know, we're
Right.
just starting. So our main sales right now, family and friends, you know.
We're-
And we're trying to break out of that bubble and go to people that don't know us, you know,
Yeah.
people that look at our brand and is like, I like their story, I like their brand, I like what
I
they're
like their-
promoting.
yeah, I like their image, I like their message,
Exactly.
I like what they are.
And so that's
pursuing.
what we're going for right now. But
Yeah.
right now we're stuck in that little bubble, which isn't bad, but we just need to
Mm.
break out of that. And for that person just to say, hey, once you stop getting sales from people you know, you're going to stop, you know?
Yeah.
I'm inviting that, in my opinion. I don't know about you. I'm inviting that, you know, because I believe that once that struggle comes, there's going to be two ways that we're going to handle that. Either we're going to sit back and watch this whole thing die, watch the money that we've put into this business die.
Or we're gonna put our heads down and just keep working. You know?
Exactly, dude. And that's the difference between us and that person, because what he's doing is he's like, you know, I don't even want to go through that struggle. You know,
Right.
I just want
Not
to
even-
I want to go to college, learn what I want, and I want that 9-to-5 job. I want to make
That's
my
fine.
safe money,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
But you don't
Like you can get.
I don't
wealthy,
care. This
but,
is
like,
what we're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And it's either a make or break. And I promise you that once we get into that struggle, I believe with how invested you are, how invested I am into this thing, I believe that we're going to find a way to break out of that bubble and continue growing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest thing.
Yeah. Definitely helps when you're pursuing something you're passionate about, especially like a business you're passionate about.
Yeah,
Keeps you fueled like all the time. You know.
it does.
You don't
100%.
need to keep like motivating yourself to do stuff, motivating yourself to go to class. You're like, I want to go to class because I want to learn how to improve my business. And
That's what I'm saying.
what made you want to pursue clothing as your business?
I don't know. I look at like just the stuff that I'm wearing, you know, and it's so unique, like the different things that I like to wear, you know.
Mhm.
It's a balance between looking presentable but then also being comfortable, you know. I've never
Right.
been one to dress up, you know. Honestly, I'm probably wearing the only pair of pants that I own, you know.
Right.
I don't dress up that much, you know, but I also love to be comfortable but presentable,
Right.
you know. And so not a lot of brands give me that, you know. Gymshark does that a little bit, but I'm sitting back and I'm wearing my clothes from those brands, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know, I could make this just as good, if not better,
Right.
you know. And how cool would it be if it was my own thing, you know?
That's true.
So I mean, that sparked something, you know. But then I actually went to the gym, and I'm in the car on the way home, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, what if I just quit track, you know? What if I quit track and I just invested every single dollar that I own, every single penny,
All your
and all my time,
Yeah.
and I just threw it right into a business, a clothing brand. And then I just thought to myself, I was like, why do I have to give up track? Why do I have to give up sports? You know, I can do this. It's going to be more work, but I can do it, you know?
Right.
And so, I mean, got to designing, and slowly but surely, Platinum Athletic Club was born, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love Platinum Athletic Club. I love the name. I love what it stands for. I love all that shit, you know? I love PAC. I mean, who knew? You know,
Sweet, yeah.
It came out of nowhere. But then I sat
Yeah.
back and I was like, PAC, you know? PAC, Platinum Athletic Club. Join the PAC, you know? I mean, we are a PAC, you know?
Right.
I love that. And I've always known that platinum was like a great metal, you know? I've always knew it was like better than gold, better than all that stuff, you know? But it stays low key because it looks like silver, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, that's perfect. I mean, when we came up with that name, I was like, that's the one, you know? I mean, we had what was the other ones? Nomad.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's really cool, but there was something about platinum that really just stuck out to me, and I was like, that's the one. And
Yeah.
so once that excuse me. Once that was born, I mean, took off, and I mean, I'm putting all my time into this, you know. It's really cool. And I'm really excited to see where this goes.
I agree. Very excited.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any closing statements?
Not really.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching this. We're going to start doing this weekly.
Get some different guests on here and stuff.
Yeah, next week we're going to have one of two people. I mean,
We'll leave it a surprise.
yeah, we have two people signed up right now, and we're going to have one of those people coming on next week. And then hopefully we will have more people, especially people that are entrepreneurs themselves, on here, just talking about business, talking about how they've grown, how they've become a business owner, how they have grown to where they are today. And I'm really excited to see how this turns out. If you guys want to go check out our first drop, we got this black and yellow Platinum Athletic Club Element Tee, and we also have a white and black version. There are two models, a basic and a premium, and I think you guys would really like the tees. You know, it's getting cold out, and our next drop is gonna contain sweatshirts. It's gonna contain bulkier clothing so that you can stay warm in these cold weather. So please go check us out at www.platinumathleticClub.net, and you can see what we're doing and stay up to date with all of our releases.
Right.
So once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm Jackson Campbell, CEO of Platinum Athletic Club.
And I'm Andrew Finley, CFO of Platinum Athletic Club.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.